And we are live. What it do? What it
Yeah,
do? It's your girl Wing, and it's the Breakdown Crew.
early edition. Early
Bless,
edition.
bless
Early-
risings, bless risings, kings
Yes,
and queens.
yes. Let's get this conversation. And
Please.
I'm with the family. The family. Introduce yourself. Okay. Introduce yourself. No, babe. My name is. No, let me quit.
My name is Michael. I'm from Seattle. I used to be in Grind Time Northwest where I battled.
That was
That was dope. That was dope.
nice.
That was dope. Go
Yeah.
It's your
ahead.
Nah,
favorite granny, Brooklyn Ash. Y'all don't need to know anything else.
Mike Fanami, girlfriend's favorite rapper. Don't believe me? Just ask. If you don't know the slogan, bitch, you better know it. Northwest Round Table shit, Michigan. Battle Creek, all of that good shit. Shout out to the town. All of that.
It's the
All of that.
showtime.
I promise
You
I'm
know.
gonna give me a slogan that sounds like that one day.
Yep.
One day.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I've been going by your girlfriend's favorite rapper since like 2005, yo.
That's crazy.
I've been
But
going by that shit since 2005.
so let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. This is the early morning edition, the Breakdown Crew. I want I've seen several
It's a lot.
I've seen several lives this morning. Of course, we always have our morning talks about different things. I wasn't really on the whole Steph Curry, Ayesha Curry situation as much as I was Kurt Frost and Rasheeda, because I was just like, everybody's dragging her about the fact that I guess her image, everybody's dragging her about her infidelity. And so, we'll get into
What?
that. But
So she cheated on him?
she cheated on him early on, is what she said. She cheated on him early on, and apparently now the world is like, oh, Rasheeda, now that she's put that out there, it's like everybody was ragging on Kurt. So how we ragging on Kurt, and Kurt is the horrible bad
Hold
guy.
on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Is he the one that supposedly had a baby by somebody else?
Oh, he definitely had a baby by somebody else.
I don't get why everybody's mad at her for something she did early in the relationship. If he went out and had a whole baby on somebody,
Right.
in the
Right.
in the in the in the heaviness, and how long have they been together?
Oh, they've been together for I think I want to.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah. And the
Now
crazy thing about
this
it,
is the thing. This is where social media fucks up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the only reason people are knocking her is because they're just not finding out, and this shit happened before the social media age.
right, there you
So it's
go.
like, you know what I'm saying? So if it wasn't known and now it gets known, it's of course they're gonna try to tear you down for something that you did 20, 30 years ago before social media age. So now it's like, oh, we found out about some dirt she did that we didn't know about, so let's drag her.
Right. And the fact that, with them, with Love and Hip Hop, they are such a big part of that show. And they look like the pillar relationship of Love and Hip Hop. She's the OG. That's just, and everybody's so sweet Rashida. At the end of the day, yeah, it was a very long time ago, but this is real time. And not for nothing. Let's look at this fact too. The fact that they've been together over 20 years, he has grown ass kids.
Yes,
See,
they do.
people aren't looking at that. He has grown ass kids. So it's not kind of seems like the cheating has been, it's not so one-sided because, she did it too. But it does seem as if you out here cheating and have kids,
Yeah.
And this is the
She got some dick. She got some dick. He burped the whole person.
there you go. Whole persons, whole persons.
Oh, he got multiple kids out of during the
Multiple
relationship.
kids. He got multiple kids, and I mean, again, cheating is cheating. But you done moved your mistress into a spot in.
Oh man, hold on. Like, hold on, wait. They can't be mad at her for nothing. Like, Don't try, man. Like, okay, look, I'm gonna put it like this: everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes bad decisions. At the end of the day, we are all human. We are all human at the end of the day, and we have to learn from our mistakes. That's the key. Now, if this nigga had multiple kids outside of, or during their relationship, and what you say he moved her into a whole crib, like
Right.
y'all can't compare. Y'all
And
can't
he
compare the two.
also, hold on, he moved her into a whole crib, and then he also had a whole crib of his own in the same spot.
Oh
Off,
man, y'all can't compare the two.
In the
If you
same
can't,
building,
in the
yeah, in the
same
same
building,
building.
off of their money, off of their money
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, mind you, Rashida was the one really clocking the money, so you know.
You're managing me. My whole life is you, and then not for nothing. When you cheat in a relationship and you choose to forgive that person, you got to keep that shit in the past. So if it was early on and he chose to forgive her, you don't turn around and do multiple cheatings.
I think personally, I think he was kind of like going through a midlife crisis. He had a newfound fame because of Love and Hip Hop. He was really, and let's not act like where they from. It's not the land of
Hot
pretty
Atlanta.
booties and yeah, like So now he's even more of a focal point when he steps in there, and he's going to these strip clubs on a regular. They
On the
VIPing
regular.
him, and everybody wants a piece. And people are trying to claim that because remember that young lady, I don't dislike her at all, but she did try to claim that she had no clue that he was in an active ongoing marriage.
Fuck out of here.
Right. She said that he said that things weren't going well. I remember that part where she was saying, like, he was saying
It
to her things
shit.
weren't going well. Yeah, see, the thing is like, here's what the problem is. Women want what they want, and they move real fast to move in to have it. The sad part about that is, though, that they don't do their homework. You know what I mean?
But
Where do
here's the
you
thing.
really live? Where do
Here's the
you really live? Like who? Like what's really going on? You
here's
you
the
you.
thing, and here's the thing. You ain't gotta do no research on Rasheeda and
Mm,
when it's right there in
no,
your
I know, but he said he telling her, and and maybe she was as ignorant as she was claiming to be. Maybe she really just liked what she liked and went for it. The problem that I have with that is that she clearly wasn't being thoughtful enough. And then even as the because the relationship progressed, and not necessarily a relationship where they were canoodling, but a relationship where they were having like this ideal kind of wannabe friendship, and she wanted to be Rashida's friend all of a sudden. And you saw how we saw that play out on camera. She was like, I am not ready. I'm not ready for this right now. Because the girl, what is the girl's name that
Jasmine. Her name is Jasmine.
Jasmine wanted her kids to be a part of his kids' life, and know his siblings and stuff like that. And she
Meal
kept,
ticket.
yeah,
Meal,
she was forcing herself on Rashida though.
meal ticket.
Like,
But it
yeah,
seemed like she was forcing herself on Rasheeda to say, hey, I'm part of your family. I have this. I should
uh,
be
I'm part of the family.
right.
No, shorty, your son
Right.
is part of the family.
Get
Right.
ducked now, that type of shit. That's the way she looked at it, in my opinion. In my
I know.
opinion.
Yeah, maybe she did. Maybe. Oh,
Oh, there go the prodigal son. The
Yo,
here we
prodigal
Papa,
go.
what's going on, y'all?
Taking out kneecaps and mustaches.
right
Yeah, I had to
now.
come up.
Right now, we're just talking about Rasheeda and Kirk's situation. We were trying to wait so that we can get into the good stuff. I mean, ultimately, like I said, to look at her now all of a sudden and say, okay, she's this horrible person, and we were so mad at Kurt and this, that, and the third. We had every right to be mad at Kurt because Yeah, like you said, midlife crisis, all this different shit. My nigga, go lay on somebody's couch and talk about it. Go to marriage counseling. You don't take your wife's money and go get a whole crib for you and another bitch. But you are
Yeah,
running around.
yeah,
You
that's
couldn't do it
Super
for yourself.
greasy.
facts. Super
That's extra
facts.
greasy. That is so greasy right there.
That
Yeah, that's
Nothing
extra facts.
you can do. And again,
Like
she said,
you can't
And
compare. You
even
can't
after the
compare.
fact, when he had left, when Rashida forced him to leave home, he was still doing random dumb shit like buying motorcycles and it's like, come on, bro. Like, I thought we passed the growing up phase. I thought we understood that there were morals and values that you needed to be living by. At least that's the image he portrayed the whole time. And then even later, after the fact,
if
he
you
still now tries to act like he is the prodigal
right,
husband.
if you
Yeah.
are just now tuning in, this is the Breakdown Crew early morning edition. Wake your punk ass up. You should be on your way to
Wake up,
work. Get
wake
on
up.
that train. Get on that bus. You in
or maybe,
traffic. Check
or
this
maybe
out.
you're already at
If
work.
you want to chime in, if anybody wants to chime in, fans, this is a fan show. If you want to chime in, you need to give us your email address so that we can invite you in. If you have Google Hangouts on your phone, on your mobile device or whatever, you have to have Google Hangouts to be able to come on to the live. All is welcome because I'm hearing it's a lot of folks have been back and forth about this Ayesha Curry situation. Yeah,
I just
a
I
lot of
just made a
people.
post. I just
Let me
made a
go
post in
inside.
regards to my feelings about the Aisha Curry shit, man. Like I can't see why anybody would be mad at her in
At
any way,
all,
shape, or form.
at all.
Because ultimately, this is the thing. This is what it really comes down to. We're human. You know what I'm saying? Even in relationships, we all want to know that when we step out or when we look good, that we people desire us. It's natural. It's a natural want. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? To know that we still have it.
Okay,
That
You know
is
what I'm saying?
kind of what
We,
that's kind of speaking to Kurt. Kurt's situation with Rashida. Like Ange just said, he was going through a midlife crisis. It's not right that he did what he did, but everybody wants to look good. Everybody wants to be in a relationship, and
we
we gotta
want
look
the
at
compliments. We
our
want the
high school
compliments.
sweethearts.
We want the compliments. We want somebody to be like, damn, that person look good. Even though we know that we're off limits and we know that we're not going to step out of our relationship, we
yeah,
still want
but
to be like, we still want
but
to be desired.
off the basis of what she's saying, off the basis of what Alicia is saying, is the point of, oh, my husband is getting all the attention. He's a millionaire. He's a big star. All the girls is giving him attention, but he's not giving them attention. He's giving you all the attention.
She didn't plan on giving attention. Okay, here's
No,
the thing.
Because
that's
the thing is, they
that's what
only
was
took
said.
parts of this. They only took parts of the conversation out. That's the only thing people are highlighting.
Exactly,
But that's
exactly.
why pre-production and stuff like that. The context was taken out of it, but the question beforehand was about men. And my whole thing is, I kept asking people, what attention does she want? You
Here's
want
the
the
thing.
Mm.
Hold on.
you want the thirsty guys in your comment. But like I said, what I was saying to Jay, and
How do you know that that's what she want? How do
okay,
you
but
know?
what type of attention you're looking for? Because women are looking up to you as a role model.
Right.
Children want to grow up to be you. You have the stereotypical house America hold, but you're a black woman, so everyone wants you. Every time you post something about your kids or your husband, it's getting millions of likes. So what type of attention are you looking for? Your award-winning book
But
author. You
we
have,
still
but no, but
all
wait a
want
minute.
the physical. We still all want to be physically desired.
So basically, what you're saying is you want the guys thirsting over you. That's what you want.
But here's
I
the
wouldn't
thing.
say
Here's
thirsting.
the
It
thing.
doesn't have
Here's
to be
the thing.
thirsting.
But
One
here's the
thing,
thing. Here's
one thing
the
at a
thing,
time.
though. Here's
You want guys thirsting over you, okay?
but
If that's
here.
what you want, how does your husband feel about this? He's not
Okay,
having the best
but
time of
hold
his
on,
life.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Because, like you said, I am pretty sure you got to look at her celebrity. You just spoke to her celebrity status. I'm pretty sure what she would look at. This woman has had 4 fucking kids. Okay?
Yeah.
She's been with the same man since high school.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, she, regardless of her celebrity status, she is a woman. She is human. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be desired. You look at
Facts.
Beyonce, then went back and she back on track doing her thing. She looks at her husband. Hold on. She looks at her husband. You look at all these other. Listen, the fact that I have three, and well, for most people that know that, I have three pro football players in my family, uncles. I see the lifestyle that they live and the wives and how they compete with one another. Sometimes women have certain insecurities about themselves that you may see men speaking about, oh, look at Beyonce and look at this and look at his wife. You know, Deion Sanders for years. That's the era of my uncles. Deion Sanders' wife for years. You know, she. So many people desired her. You want to be desired. It's not that you want to be with these men. It's nothing wrong with somebody saying, "Damn, she fine."
I get that, and you'll get that, but out of respect, we look at certain people, we hold them in high regards, and that's the one person we look at her and call her a queen. But my whole thing is that we're not just looking at, like, you know, because a lot of people don't know I've been in a long-term relationship. My whole thing is I'm a reflection of you, you're a reflection of me. So if you're going out on a public platform and saying that you need more attention, people are going to look at me and say, okay, what are you not doing to satisfy your wife? Why does your wife feel like she needs validation? And that's
I don't think.
but that's what people are saying.
Well,
But
people
it's
are
not a,
saying
that's not a testament to any. That's not a testament to anything that other part that the significant other is doing wrong.
But no,
right,
but that's the point.
right.
That's the point of people are going to spin it like that, and that's the point of like Joe and Finn. You need that validation. I understand as a woman, you need the attention, just like a male do. But my whole thing is, what kind of attention you need? You're a celebrity. There's plenty of people who wants to be with you. There's plenty of people that want to be in your shoes. There's plenty of people that want to be you. And okay, I understand that she might.
But you're missing the point.
No,
You're missing the point. You have cheerleaders. You have cheerleaders that you may have. Your typical fan may do a double take for them, but they see Ayesha and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And not that you don't want the respect.
You want a guy lusting over you. But my whole thing is, don't say that out loud. But now my whole thing is,
Wait, hold on.
Stop. No.
Yep.
What we not gonna do? No. That's what we not gonna do. See, that's the problem with this world. Hold on. That's the problem with this world right now. Don't put me in a box because of my status. Do you realize that this, again, I never speak on things that I have not walked in somebody else's shoes. You are scrutinized for every fucking thing that you do in social media, but being a real fucking person. This woman has an issue.
This is the same one that does that.
This woman is saying what women around the world have said, and she's wrong. It was taken out of context. We know that media.
This is the same woman who was slandering women for doing the same thing she's just doing now. She's the same woman that said all you girls are never going to get a husband for thirst trapping and wanting attention. Now all of a sudden you're
not saying. Hold on. She ain't saying that she's thirst trapping because it's easy to take a picture. It's easy to take pictures with your ass out. She can do it.
There's a difference. There's definitely a difference. There's definitely a difference because it's all about how you. It's all about the presentation. Now, if you got chicks that are out there constantly trying to get by and get attention based on their physical, based on their sexuality, you know what I'm saying, how nasty they can be or how freaky they can make themselves appear, you know what I'm saying? Of course, with somebody who doesn't do that, of course, she wants to be like, damn, like, I'm just as pretty, I do all this, but people aren't showing that type of physical attention towards me, even though I present myself as a good woman.
But my whole thing about it is she's the same ones who've been slandering people for doing that.
She wasn't slandering people for doing it. She's slandering for how they present it. It's the presentation.
But my whole thing is you were slandering people talking about, about this attention, about this, about that. Now that she was on the other foot, now we want to defend her. But y'all wasn't doing that before when she was saying about other people. Like my whole, you saying this, but We're looking at her as a human. Okay, how does your husband feel? That's my whole thing about it. How does your husband feel?
He's probably sitting there laughing with her, like, yo, they really took the shit out of context.
Right? But my whole thing is now you lead by example. Yes or no?
I don't know that. I don't know that. I think that if you're saying she slandered people, I think that maybe that's just how you perceive it. I think
No,
that
that was a big story for a while when he first got into the league. Her tweets and things of that nature. I forgot the football player's wife. Her and her was cool. Miko Grimes. They was cool. And Miko was very outspoken and then the pushback because Steph was getting a big deal. But my whole thing about it is that you can't say one thing and then years
stop it.
later bash people for what they was doing, and now you want that same thing. But my whole thing is, what do you mean by? My whole thing is, what do you mean by attention? What attention do you want? You want men to be thirsty over you. That's what you prefer.
But why? But,
I don't know.
I think the word thirst gets taken out of context as well. The word thirst gets thrown out there and used in the wrong way. Being thirsty is somebody who, like, after you shoot your shot and they're like, nah, I'm not interested, and they're continuously hounding.
Because
I would
because
consider that thirsty.
my whole thing about it is that she wants to show the same loyalty to Steph that he shows to her. That women are throwing themselves at him. That like when I was speaking to Chris, like Chris said, when that beautiful girl was at the game and she was making passes at him, he turned his back to her and he just kept doing his thing.
But you know what? But
when
did he still feel like after he still feel like, damn, I still kind of got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, but not even that. Every time a woman makes a pass, he says, "I'm married." Like I was telling Wing, the biggest moment of his life, he's kissing the ground. She walks to him. But my whole thing, if she wants to feel like she still got it, say that differently. But my whole thing, that's a conversation you should be having with Jada off camera. On camera, you know everything you say is going to be used against not you, your husband. Now he has to go into.
Wait, hold on.
No. But my whole thing is he's not having the greatest time of his career. But my whole thing is I'm a reflection of you. You're a reflection of me. If I go out and do something stupid, they're not going to ask me. They're going to come to you. They're going to say everything about you. They're going to want to interview you. And that's the same thing that's going on. Now that she said that, they're going to come at him about it. Right? It's a perfect example. If you go do something, your partner is going to be the one that has to pay for it. That's always been the question. When Kobe cheated on his wife, who paid for it? Not Kobe, his wife did. When Shaq cheated on his wife, he didn't pay for it, his wife did. That's just how it always goes in the public eye. Yes or
Listen,
no?
I think. First of all, let's not even.
Maybe I'm just looking at it as a man, but I'm just saying
Okay, I think Wayne just said she gonna have to start over, so we're gonna have to start a new.
oh, okay.
We're gonna
I'm
have
just
to
saying
start a
as
new
a man,
live.
I feel some type of way. That's just how I look at it.
You feel some kind of way because she is saying, I want to be I want to be revered as beautiful, and I want to be likened upon. You're mad at her, and so it comes back on Curry. I don't understand how that even works. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I'm saying,
That's how when the fellas go to slime each other, when y'all go to pull on each other's coats or whatever, like that's what y'all do. You feel me? Like y'all do that. Y'all slime on each other. What your baby mama was doing. Y'all, but
but
that's
exactly,
that's
man,
not. But
exactly.
but technically, that's not really like what we're doing. We're just, first of all, we're not going to act like the world hasn't become this virtual reality
Hmm.
universe, and we like to live vicariously through the lives of others who allow us to have that little look into who they are. Instagram, Twitter, Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta Housewives, and all of that. We get a
But what's good, Chris? But my whole thing is this. My whole thing is this. My life was set up because you've been with me. Like you knew who I was before I knew who I was. I was the son of Dell Curry. You knew that. You knew just being that alone, that's gonna come with your
Okay, but
no, no, but
what did we
I'm going on.
expect her to do though? What did we
No, but
expect her
no,
to
but I'm
do?
saying like I'm as a male, this is what we're laid out. We're providers, the protectors, and this, that, and third. I'm just looking at this.
The cheaters, the liars. Yeah,
Listen,
okay.
Steph was since the beginning. I was a star. I'm making
Okay.
all this money. I'm giving you the house you want, the kids you want. I'm giving everything in my power. I'm moving mountains, and you come out and say you need more attention. I'm doing. I'm. You never heard no situations, but
Okay,
no,
at
I'm
least
saying as a man. As a man, I'm doing
okay.
everything in my power to provide for the household. I'm doing everything to be the stereotypical role
How
model
do
for the.
you know that? How do you know that he's
But
providing everything she needs?
I'm just saying on the outside
I'm a
looking in.
You're providing material assets. What she's talking about comes from within.
okay.
She's
Okay.
saying about herself. Go ahead, King.
Mhm.
Yo, I gotta make this point though, because here's the thing: all the material things and everything like that, but marriage gets to a point where you become